Tinubu finally stabs Buhari in the heart of the Fulanization agenda he has to fulfill in the country. You all remember that since the period of 2015 until Buhari left as a president, the Fulanese and the agenda became so prominent, so pronounced, that everybody in this country were on their toes. We're all working on eggshell in this contraption because you couldn't speak against the Fulanese. You couldn't speak against the excesses or the elders. If you fight an elder, you are the one that will be what persecuted. Anything that you think or you want to do or you have against, they will call you all manner of names. They will probably tag you a terrorist. We know what they did to Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu was simply demanding for good governance. Between the period of 2015 to 2023, what were the cries of Nnamdi Kanu? Some simple. Buhari, let us have seaport. Let us do this. And then Buhari, talk to your boys. We do not want them in our farms. Let them take their cattle back to their Sambisa forest. I mean, the north, like so many people have proclaimed, has the largest vast land of arable land. Let it go there. Take your cattle there. What is your cattle doing at my backyard in Abia State? What is your cattle doing at my backyard in Oyo State? Then Ugbo also came out. We know what Buhari did. Buhari went out, carried out some extrajudicial arrest, kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu all the way from Kenya. Paid the Kenyan government so much amount of money just because they wanted to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu was silenced. But today, what do we have? We have Tinubu on board. I mean, Tinubu currently is facing serious pressure from the ADC coalition, which yet again is led by another northerner, Atiku. I'll show you a video that has confirmed that Atiku will run. Atiku has said, I will not step down for Obi. This is a coalition. We are all feeling the heat. And we will all contest in the ADC coalition through a primaries. So Atiku is a guy who doesn't give a damn about the Nigerian diversity. He doesn't give a damn about maybe it is the turn of the South now. But when Jonathan was there, he cared. When Jonathan was there between the period of 2011 and 2014, he cared about the zoning, wherein he sponsored so much attacks against Jonathan's government, brought Jonathan's government down. They did everything and eventually they succeeded. They succeeded indeed. I'm not going to lie. They succeeded in that one. However, today, they're plotting again. Atiku is trying to use the head of some gullible southern politicians. He has used the chairman who is loyal to him. The current chairman of ADC, David Mark, is a loyalist to Atiku. So for those who are not aware, David Mark will not do anything to probably not favor Atiku. This is another wake-up call for Obi, right? Obi must not resign from Labour Party. He should remain there while he's also participating in the coalition. Now, let me go back to the issue of Atiku and Buhari, Tinubu, and then Nnamdi Kanu. Listen, the North have kept on threatening Tinubu that Tinubu wants to destroy the unity of Nigeria. I beg, make una ask, who Nigerian unity, who he help? When you hear the North states words like this, there is no southern politician that has come out to say that Tinubu is breaking the... Nobody. I'm telling you. No southern politician. No southern politician, as far as I'm concerned, has come out to say that Tinubu is disrupting the unity of Nigeria. None. But you see, whenever the southern president is there, the North, they have this knack this sort of narrative that the southern president wants to break the country, is dividing the north. Tinubu is pushing bigotry narrative whereby the middle belt are now thinking they are not part of the north. Tinubu just wants to break the northern blocks. What are they scared of? The question is, what is the north scared of? Now, Tinubu have seen this. Okay, you guys have now agreed that I will leave. And Tinubu has said, no problem, I will release Nnamdi Kanu. Meanwhile, Tinubu is not saying this directly. He is using the most prominent Igbo man in APC and the highest Igbo minister in Tinubu's regime, David Umahi. David Umahi has said that Tinubu is ready to have negotiations with Nnamdi Kanu so that they can release him unconditionally. I told you that this is a serious stab to the heart of Fulanization agenda. Why? Because they know that if what's it called, Nnamdi Kanu is released, yes, Nnamdi Kanu might not be able to galvanize all the Southerners, or most especially the Igbos, because we have so many obedience who love Peter Obi not because of the Biafran struggle, but they just love him for who he is. However, the plan of Tinubu is this: it's not even to take the vote of the Southeasterners. It is simply to send a warning to the North, which means I am not GEJ. I no be Jonah the waiting. The man where they wake up early, where they talk say they drink kind. He is saying it. The body language of Tinubu simply means I don't care for the North. When you see politicians attacking Tinubu, the attack is simple. No empathy for the killings going on in the North. And Tinubu is simply telling them, my people, cow is not equivalent to the life of human beings. If these people want to continue killing people because of cows, protect yourself. Have you ever heard when a DSS director general will come out and tell people, protect yourself? It has happened under the regime of Tinubu. What does it tell you? When you hear the ministers speak, they are speaking on behalf of Tinubu. They are speaking the mind of Tinubu. When you hear the Nigerian police, when you hear the Nigerian DSS Director General tell you that we cannot be everywhere, my Nigerian people, if you feel that you are insecure and you have that tools, right, to protect yourself, go ahead. All right, what does this mean? It simply means that Baba does not care if people are killing themselves in the north. He's simply telling you, protect yourself. He is only running this government for his own personal interest. And that interest is he wants to take up the political grand, that what's it called? That godfather position of Nigeria. Tinubu wants to remove all the Fulani oligarchs. So when you see this resistance, when you see this so much high noise coming from the north, their intention is not because they want Nigeria to be better. No, not. Because if they had wanted Nigeria to be better, under Buhari for good 8 years, there were so many things that went wrong. So many things went wrong. The North never for one day protested. So many things went wrong under Buhari regime. Take for instance what Buhari did. Buhari built a railway from Kanu to Maradi in Niger Republic. The Northerners did not for one day rise up that you have not built the railway from River State to, let's say, Lagos State. Why you go? What as Maradi? But what did they say? They said, but they said Niger Republic is those people are their cousins. Is that not what they tell us? Is that not what North told us? That Niger Republic are their close brothers, hence they cannot close border with them. And that I mean, we're seeing all manners of Voltron. Almost, you got to see defenders of the universe. They were defending that project, defending the nonsense that Buhari did. Then Buhari also gave about, I think, about 40 SUVs to the Niger president. He gave them these are armored vehicles so that the president will be using. The Nigerian people, most especially the Southerners, said, "Wait, why are you dashing the president of Niger Republic almost 40 cars, armored SUVs? What has Nigeria got to do with Niger?" Buhari came out. He said, "Listen, Niger is my second home, and nobody will stop me." Right? Watch what Buhari said. They will continue.
So finally, I can't even wait to go home. If you said that, I'll move to Niger Republic.
Welcome back. Did you hear that? Buhari said, if the insecurity, when people begin to threaten him too much, what did he say? We run to. Buhari said, I will run to Niger. Now we know that, you see, the reason why Tinubu does not give a damn about them, to some extent, by the way, is justiciable. Why? Because these people, when they tell us that there is a southern president in power who wants to destroy the unity of Nigeria, those were the same lies they sold when Jonathan was there. Don't forget. When Jonathan was there, when Jonathan was pushing for reform, when Jonathan was pushing for restructuring, when Jonathan was pushing for devolution of power, decentralization, they said, no, Jonathan wants to scatter Nigeria. And at the end of the day, Jonathan didn't have the balls. This negotiation Tinubu wants to have with Nnamdi Kanu is very important. It is very critical. It is important that he has it with Nnamdi Kanu. It is important he release Nnamdi Kanu even before 2026. There's a date already, July 17, when by that date, we're going to watch out. It is very important because Tinubu wants to ensure that the North now must understand that this country does not belong to you. The day Lord Lugard, I'm a God, a God punish that one, whatever I do. The day Lord Lugard christened this forbidden marriage, North and South amalgamated us without our consent under the barrel of guns. Lord Lugard never said this country belongs to the North alone. He said this country belongs to all the inhabitants. Right? So Tinubu is challenging that status quo. Like I say, Tinubu wants to become the grandfather, the godfather. He wants to become the guy who decides what happens across the country. And everybody who tries to stay within his way is checkmating them. For you not to know, why do you think he sacked Erufai? Why do you think Tinubu conspired against Erufai not to become a minister in this regime of his? Or why do you think the court progress or court process of Nnamdi Kanu has been hastened? Buhari, since 2019, 2020, that they arrested Nnamdi Kanu for 3 good years, nothing tangible. But now there's a progress. Now there are good reports that he will be released, even without any terms and conditions. Just want to negotiate that it will be a peace. And don't forget, the North have said anybody that releases Nnamdi Kanu is an enemy of the North. That is a blackmail, an emotional blackmail on Tinubu. You know, they don't that narrative that is said that anybody that releases Nnamdi Kanu is an enemy of the North and Nigeria. Oga, I am a Nigerian and I want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Yes. That man has done nothing wrong. If the federal government can continue, that Buhari initiated, they can continue to rehabilitate, to reintegrate. They use a word, demilitarize terrorists, Fulani terrorists, then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should enjoy even way better. In fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be compensated. Yes, because they have wasted nothing less than 5 years of his life. Indeed. So the stab to the hearts Tinubu just executed against the Fulanization agenda, of course, is the way to go. Any southern president that is in that ADC coalition, they must rise because they must understand that the North must not grab that power. If they do,